All right, good morning. Yeah, baby, yeah. All All right, it's just about 8:30. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of more than 21,000 foreign exchange traders. We're gathering here for our hour of power, 60 minutes before the open of the U.S. stock market session. Let me remind you that now we have sound. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Let's go! All right, everybody. Let's start with macro, and then we'll do dollar, and we will do gold, and we will do Bitcoin, and how about the S&P 500? How about the Treasury market? Yeah, we'll do the 10-year T-note. But let's start with our macro. Yeah, macros. What's going on with the world? Are we going up, down, sideways? What's going on? Well, let's log into the traders.com macro database. Let's go. So what is going on right now on the short run? Not a lot. Yep, not a lot. Cool. Some of these scores have updated. We can see lots of seasonality and trends working on the upside, but look at on the downside. We got to be careful. Should be down, is down, should be down, but is up. Should be down, is down, should be up, is down, should be down, is down. So a little bit mixy here. Okay, one things you can do, and we've already done this. We've gone through the short, medium, and long-term risk gauges. We've gone through the scatter plot and the money markets. We even reviewed the COT report. Cool. I mean, we did it today, but we also did that on Friday. Thank you, Maida. So let's get an update on the headline news radar.
Canada Raw Material Price Index above forecasts, 0.2% in June. Actual, 2.7%.
Canada Industrial Product Price, MOM, above expectations, 0.1% in June. Actual, 0.4%. Bay Street may open slightly higher. Solana price forecast. SOL closes in on $200 as fund inflows accelerate. The U.S. dollar is lower to kickstart the U.S. trading day, and investinglive.com. Euro-U.S. dollar rallies higher on risk appetite. Positive ECB survey.
U.S. Treasury SEC. Besant. Decrease in rates would unlock mortgage market. Yen is outperforming post-election. Scotiabank.
U.S. dollar slips as trade tensions flare. Fed uncertainty weigh on sentiment.
The U.S. dollar weakens across the board into the U.S. session open.
Looking at the pattern here, if we get a break, then we have that in play. Good morning. Cool. We got to update this. For some reason, it's not giving us the full week. I did this earlier, and it's still. But anywho, RBA meeting minutes coming out 12 hours. We'll review that on the weekend. Actually, I'll be traveling. I'll be on a plane. What else going on? Okay, a busy week in this case, existing home sales and all that kind of stuff. PMIs start coming out. Okay, all the PMIs start coming out. But here's the cool thing about having our sentiment radars is that we can actually look in here and see, as far as reliable, repeatable patterns inside of, real volatility, the PMIs are not that important historically. So we have a Thursday ECB interest rate decision, and then, durable goods, retail sales. I mean, that's it. So really the market's going to be moving on, how you say in English, maybe earnings? Okay, so let's go out. We did some sentiment. We did some fundamentals. Great. So let's do our technicals. Euro dollar. What I've done is I set everything up so that we're only looking for uptrends, downtrends, and sideways trends today. I've taken out breakout kind of things, and I've taken out reversal patterns like Gartley's and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just looking for trend. That's it. I'm a simple guy with simple needs, up, down, or sideways. You ready? Cool. So analyzing euro dollar on the 15-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute, 240-minute, and 1440-minute, we have a trend that is sideways. So this is sideways, non-directional. So what it's saying is if we break out, if we break out to this zone, we probably want to buy a dip and then get this channel up. So that's happening right inside that little thing. Meanwhile, there's downward pressure. Well, sort of, not really. Okay. This is on a daily, an up channel. So it's bullish. It shows strength. Remember, we're doing strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So this pattern shows strength, but right here it's showing currently, okay, the next leg down would be a threat to bull. But where do bulls buy? Bulls buy roll reversals, price action, pivot points, moving averages. So your job is to say, well, this is bullish. That's that. On the daily, it is. Okay. So now you say, well, maybe you're interested in trading this today. So now you open up your charts and you say, well, what about a roll reversal? Sorry. Okay. Okay. And that ends up being around the bottom of the channel anyways. Yeah, that's kind of what it's saying. Now, you could buy it off of the moving average if it offered you the opportunity. Or maybe there's a daily pivot or a weekly pivot or a monthly pivot. Okay, that's a roll reversal. That's price action. Maybe there's a different moving average that you like to use. Maybe you have an oscillator, although I don't think it would be turning under those conditions, but whatever. Okay, whatever. So in the long run, okay, is up. You see that? In the short run is down. And so if this breaks, now you're long-term long. Aha! Now, we had to analyze many charts, right? 5 different charts, looking for all the top trending patterns. We whittled that down to 2, and what does this tell you? Open up your daily chart and do some technical analysis. This is just a pattern. And say, if it turns up now, okay, is it an opportunity? Well, most likely this is kicking off of a roll reversal. And what's your target? The next leg up would be at least 113.76. Oh, wait. This is pointing to the support. Sorry, my bad. Well, anyways, up to 120. Cool. You guys want to do some Bitcoin? Bitcoin. Talking about Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah. Good thing I looked. I had it set for Ripple. You like Ripple? Yeah, we covered that at TRADARS. Ethereum? Yeah, we covered that at TRADARS. Sure. 88? Oh, yeah. Well, let's do Bitcoin. Only looking for trending patterns. Triangle, which is sideways on an hourly. And then we look here, triangle on a 4-hour. So this is going to be noisy today. This is going to be noisy. It's non-directional. Be careful. That's it. That's all I need. So even if I see something, I can't confirm, at least through pattern, that there's something I can truly believe in. So this is like it's sold off resistance and it bounced off support. So Bitcoin right now is sideways. What can I say? Be careful. Am I going too fast? I know you're used to it taking hours and hours and hours to have to analyze thousands of charts. But we don't need to waste our time like that. This is about a ratio of noise to action. What we're trying to do is get you to maybe 5 or 6 things maximum that you should be looking at right now, doing your technical analysis on. You know what I mean? There's 1,000 things to look at, actually 7,500 things to look for. But there might only be 6 things that are worth your time. And on top of that, you're already directional. So now you look at something and say, okay, let's say you're a bull on Bitcoin. Great. Should you be a bull now? No. Cool. Done. Yeah. So now let's look at the 10-year T-note because we want to see the direction of money and the health of the economy. Is money going into the 10-year or not? Okay. You know what? I can zoom in a little bit for y'all, huh? A little better? Maybe I can even do a little more than that. Oh, yeah, Wayne. Oh, yeah. Okay, 10-year T-note. Cool. What do we see? Okay, price has been falling. And so if it pops up, then we buy a dip. Okay, because when we look at it and analyze it, try to change drawing settings. A breach of here would be bullish, don't you think? Okay. Has that happened yet? No. But I can tell you, yield on Friday, when we were here, the yield was pretty close to 4.5. So people locked in that money, and now it's going this way, which means yields are falling. And so if we get up to here, it's probably 4.35. I think this was 4.45 if I was going to be a little more accurate. 4.45. Up here it'd be 4.35, which means, okay, money is going in to the treasury market, which is okay. Now going way out to the daily, yeah, that move to 110 was a big deal. That's a very big deal. So price had been going up on the longer run, but spaghettios. So, we don't want to see price falling that far. So this might be on a much higher time frame. Let's say if we looked at weekly, we want to see this going this way. What does that mean, and why should we care? Wayne, why are we watching the 10-year T-note? Oh, well, that means this market, the Treasury market, the traders of the 10-year T-note, are trading as if the Fed is going to cut. And if the Fed's going to cut, the dollar weakens. You must understand these relationships and work with these other constituencies on figuring out what's happening. So this drop was pretty bad. Look at the recovery here, pretty quick. So is this 110 going to be our new floor? Well, that's entirely the question. And if so, yield should be falling. And you'd only do that if you expected the Fed to cut. Gold, gold, gold. What do you think about gold? Do you like gold? Oh, I don't like gold. It has a bad personality. What do you mean like? Is it going up or down? Are you an owner? Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Well, we believe there's a relationship either for hedging inflation when inflation is higher than GDP, or aggregate demand if there's an increase in GDP. So there's one or the other, right? Yeah, one or the other. Two different forces doing the same thing, but for entirely different reasons. So you have to understand macroeconomics. Hey, I was willing to go to Harvard for 5 years and spend hundreds of thousands of dollars because I want to know, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. So anyways, looking at gold, check this out. On a 15-minute chart, bullish with an opportunity. Yeah, you're a little late, but nonetheless, at the bottom of this channel, which of course was a role reversal as well, which is just simple price action, which means the rest of the day is probably going to be a variation of this. Okay, cool. So that's on a 15-minute. On an hourly chart, okay, same thing. Okay, you see the role reversal, just basic trading here. So technically, this is good. It's fine. It's going up, right? It's fine. Everything's fine, but it's short term. So could you be trading gold long today? Yeah. How would I set this up as if I were me? Well, one cheat here is you can pop the image and really zoom in here. Again, don't use this as your technical analysis, but put this on your list of what you're going to do today. Okay, so we found support here. Will we find support there? Well, that's happening right now, brother. So it'll either act as support now or later, or plan B is in the near future, use that moving average. Cool. Hot to go, HOTTOGO. Oh, hot to go. How about the stock market? Okay. Dude, look at this. We're going through every market in the world, and it just takes, we're only 15 minutes into this. Okay, so S&P 500, up, down, or sideways? You know what the answer is? Nothing. 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 No trend anyways. Maybe there's reversal patterns and all that, but I have them turned off. I consider it noise. Especially after reviewing the COT report, I'm sensitive to noise. I only want to know action. And to me, action is if you're a trend trader, I want to buy a dip in an uptrend. If I'm a trend trader, I want to sell a rally in a downtrend. So do they exist? No. So what if I go to my charts and I find something to do? well, the probability of success is highly diminished. Okay, so you're like, Wayne, well, what if you're okay? You're like, Wayne, you can't do a webinar and tell us there's nothing. All right, okay, great. Let's look at every stock market in the world that is actually here. So, let's cover it here. So we have Australia, Germany, the Dow, we have the UK, we have NASDAQ, we have Japan, and we have the S&P 500. We're only looking for trending patterns, and so that's up, down, or sideways, and we're looking at the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 60-minute, the 240, and the 1440, otherwise known as the 4-hour and daily. And this is what I can show you. Okay? Bullish with an opportunity, bullish with an opportunity. Head and shoulders, potential reversal. Be careful on the DAX. Okay, bearish with an opportunity, but probably neutral, but bearish, in particular when it's bearish here. NASDAQ was bullish. Now that's a threat. That's sideways with no opportunity. Slightly bullish on the FTSE daily, but not a great opportunity. Nikkei bullish, not a great opportunity. DAX bullish, not a great opportunity. ASX, yeah, baby, yeah. Crikey, she's a beaut. Sorry, Australia, you're sick of all those jokes. Anyways, yeah, baby, yeah, that's good. Cha-ching, put that on your to-do list. Up, down, that shows strength with an opportunity. No diggity, no Dow. There you go. And DAX, once again, slightly bullish, slightly opportunity, but probably mediocrity in general. 4 hours, slightly up. So, done. We just did every stock market in the world on 5 time frames looking for trending patterns. Cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Cool. So anyways, oh my gosh, on Sunday, well, on Friday, we had a group review the COT report. Fantastic. Sunday, we downloaded and read the economic reports from, I think it was Australia, the UK, the US, quite a few, 5 or 6 or 7 different. Some of them were overlaps, right? Different governments. But anyways, well, we looked at CPI at the United States, the UK, and Australia back to back to back, which was pretty cool. But anyway, so that's what we did. Later today, I have my technical trading team, which we do day trading, ideally day trading into our swing trading, which we did last week, which was way out here on Thursday. Cool. Yeah, so here's the things that you might have missed. So Friday, we had our crypto. Here's Friday, the COT review. Here's Sunday, the week on the street. And then that's this morning that I did already. So you can watch those videos. Cool, right? Busy day. Fairly quiet week. ECB way out on Thursday, and some other things out there, a little bit of durable goods maybe, but fairly quiet week. So the market movers right now is the Japanese political elections and earnings season. I think NVIDIA's reporting amongst a couple of others. So there you are. Should be great. So thank you, everybody, for doing what you do. I appreciate you. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Thank you, TRADARS, and thank you, Traders Way.